Hi viewers, welcome back to our Poetarrati channel. Remember, we were making the course of the series interesting with one latest book, Ponder 2020. To make this episode much interesting in the series of interviews with the poets of Ponder 2020, today we are going to ponder over the poem One Life written by Mrs. Vaishnavi Sanoj. A young poetess from Kollam is really inspiring by her poem, a great devotee of Lord Krishna indeed. Let us proceed our virtual interview with her, enunciating Sarvam Krishnarpanam. Hi Vaishnavi.
Hi, namaste. How are you?
Yeah, I am fine. I am Tailambal Satish,
Yeah,
MA, B.Ed,
nice to
MPhil
meet
in English, the editor of
Okay.
this Ponder 2020. And I'm
Uh-huh.
very pleased to introduce you to our viewers. Could you please introduce yourself in a sentence or two to our readers and viewers?
Okay, that is the most difficult question for me always. Uh, I can just tell you what I do. I am basically by profession, I'm a teacher, but not teaching anymore. Um, Otherwise, I write. I have some little business going on. So, and then I'm in my own world of books and writing in silence. That's it.
Nice, very nice to hear from you. And
Yeah.
as an editor, and more than that, as a reader, I felt the whole poem One Life to be little rude to the readers. What is your
Mm.
opinion?
It's not little rude, it's very rude. It was meant to be rude and it is. So I think it's not just me. I wrote it around 2018, and I suppose in 2020 we have this corona thing coming in. So if you look at that, see how rude nature is now with us. This COVID pandemic did not happen to any other creature. It's only with humans. Isn't that rude?
Definitely.
So if we had been rude enough to ourselves and if we had corrected ourselves in many places, I think these things could have been avoided.
Okay.
So yes, it was
Then,
intended to be rude so that we just open our eyes and see how critical this issue is.
okay.
This is
Then,
about our survival.
can we
Yeah,
take it as a warning?
of course, it's high time we see the red light blinking. And as I've put it in the poem, it's never about saving the environment. Nature is, very powerful. It can take care of itself. It's about saving our civilization if we want to continue. Otherwise, though, it's fine.
Yes. Okay. Then, other than what you said now, is there any specific reason for your tone?
See, I did think of like what tone should I have before a writing because mostly for me, poems they come spontaneously. So I might later rearrange lines that I do, but otherwise the initial tone or whatever comes, it comes spontaneously. So there is, if you ask me, did I plan the tone? No, I didn't plan the tone. But I think the tone is most justified there because that is there is an anger being part of a society where we are spoiling the nature and we are also making this world a hell for the future generations that are coming up. So
Okay.
it's partly helplessness, it's partly anger to oneself and to the entire humanity.
Okay. Do you have any personal experience in teaching your idea of nature to someone?
My idea of nature, I don't understand that question. Why should I have an idea about nature? Nature is all around and nature cannot be taught. It is out there. It's for each and every one of us just to go and be in that. So we don't need to teach nature anyhow. But I think the present education system is taking us far away from nature.
Correct.
That is there.
Okay. Then, if you go through the poem, that is in page number 59, second line, you have used the word vainglorious.
Hmm.
A nice word indeed. I enjoyed the word in the poem. But why is the sarcastic note?
See, I think I've written it about the environment campaigns that we are having, right? So we have n number of campaigns saying we'll save environment, that this. I'm asking as a poet and to myself, including the humanity, the entire humanity, including myself, I'm putting this question: who are we to save nature? Did we create it in the first place? Are we capable of creating even a single leaf? No. So nature is all powerful, it will take care of itself. It's about saving you and me. See now, and now though it's like I wrote it in 2018. Now it's like now we have a solid proof for that. So now whatever is happening is nature is kind of selectively uh, brought out a worm, a virus to that which affects only humans. So if nature wills and wishes, it can easily clean off this entire species from Earth.
Now, there is a beautiful line in your poem. Lone chicks hardly survive. What exactly do you try to convey?
What I try to convey is, see, the attitude of we humans. We take nature for granted in the first place, and that is mostly because we think this world is made for us. We don't consider that, we don't see the fact that it is, this world belongs to everyone, including the animals, including the worms, including the ants, insects, whatever. So we are trying to dominate. So in that way, we will never survive.
Okay.
We cannot survive by killing our mother. That's what I meant.
It is actually a nice metaphor which I enjoyed in the poem. A
Yeah,
very
thank
nice
you.
metaphor which you gave a hit to the human creatures actually. Okay, my main question is you have started the poem with one is life and you have
Hmm.
ended it with life is one.
Yeah.
Was it planned and done or anything specific about this interchange of the words because you play with words here? Whether you specifically did this or with the relevance of the meaning.
Again, it was not planned because it came spontaneously. But then later, yes, when I looked at it, it was nice to when I retained like that, because in that also means in whichever angle you see, life is one. You cannot survive by hurting others. Either all of us will survive, or if you're going to be act against you, if you're going to be violent against nature, that will be like doing it to yourself. So you can never hurt anyone without hurting yourself. It is a very well known saying. So that's what I meant. Life is always one. It's not like the human life is greater than the say the plant life or something like that. Never.
Yeah, continue. You can answer.
Yeah. So that's it. So life is always one. Forms can be many, but life is one.
Okay, but you have started like one is life and life is one. Is it insisting on the specific speciality of life or any other character you try to convey? You have actually interchanged the word. Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't think
Mm.
first line and last line will mean the same. Definitely you will have a change in meaning and you have played with the word so that there will be a change in meaning and maybe some other note that you try to give to the readers.
I've changed
Was
the
it?
order of words for sure. I've changed the order of the words, but that does not mean there is a change in the meaning. It just means in the beginning and in the end, the message is the same, that life is one. In whichever angle, if you read it like one is life or life is one, it's all the same. So, in whichever angle you see, this is the reality that you will finally, come to. So, that
Okay.
is the only meaning in that.
Okay.
And of course, it
Um,
sounds good, poetic.
Yes, very nice, really. When I try to compare and make a review of things, no, I found it very
Hmm.
interesting. And now my question is, coming out of the
Yeah.
poem, how apt is Ashok, the reviewer of this book, in bringing down your ideologies or interpretations which you had?
Recording stopped. Yeah. Okay, so Ashok has really done a really good job, and I really appreciate the fact that he's actually doing this. Taking poems and interpreting them, reviewing them. It's a great thing that he's doing. So I really appreciate that. And with my poem also, I think he has done a pretty good job. My only concern was that finally, when the book came out, the title was changed a bit. From One Life, I think it's just came up as Life, but that's okay. After all, it's life, so it's fine. Otherwise, yes, his work is really appreciated.
Going much deeper into my first question, like, did
Hmm.
you find any deviations of him in interpreting or appreciating the poem? Like any
No,
idea
I
which
did.
you had?
No. I didn't find anything, you know, deviating from the lines. And even if it is that way, see, I believe as soon as a poet, a writer writes something, it gets over there. How the reader interprets it is a different thing, and the reader always has a freedom to interpret it the way he or she wants. And I can never say, no, my lines mean only this, see it only in this way. I can never say that. So, but anyway, whatever he has done, I don't feel it has any deviation from the main theme of the work.
Just tell me, as a poet, what more can you think you can do to sustain greenery? Because you were speaking about greenery, responsibility of human beings, and all that. So, as a
Hmm.
poet, what can you do to sustain greenery rather than
Is
writing
that
poems?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to clear it out. If you're asking me as a poet, what do you think? A poet can do nothing much but be a reflection of what the society is through his or her words. So the poet can't do much except to write and be a mirror. But otherwise, as a human being, just like any of others, I mean, like all of us, we are, that way we can do many things. And first thing first, I would say is to be aware of how responsible we can be in handling everything, in handling our waste management, things like that. Then obviously comes planting more trees as and when possible, not cutting down them for selfish purposes. So all these are there. But one thing which always comes to my mind is uh, like just like how this lockdown has done some wonders in terms of like if you look at the river, it got really cleaned. Ganges, this picture was very famous in, I mean, going rounds in internet. So just like that, I think sometimes I fancy that government brings out a rule that at least 3 days of a week we should walk barefoot. Don't wear slippers, don't wear your shoes, nothing. Everybody should walk barefoot. Go to your work barefoot. If that happens, I think that will be a significant change. Because when your children, when your parents walk out there and with barefoot, you'll be more cautious as to what you dump out in the road.
But practically this generation has got stuck into luxury and sophistication, so I don't think we'll have to train, as you said, we'll have to train.
Let's see, nature will find out a way. Did we ever think that we can be like in like what we are locked down inside the homes? Like, did we ever think we were always pacing up at a different speed? We could never imagine of a life that would come to stop like this, but then it happened.
Exactly. Exactly,
So let's
exactly.
see.
Okay, so that is all for this session. I hope the interview was not absolutely monotonous to you, and it was just a trial to understand the real aspiration of a poet. And hope you were comfortable, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice talking to you.
So that is all for this session. I hope the interview was not absolutely monotonous. It was just a trial to understand the real aspiration of a poet. Hope you were comfortable. Weren't you, Vaishnavi?
Sure, sure. I was absolutely comfortable and enjoyed this. Thank you.
Fine. Okay, nice talking to you, Vaishnavi. Bye. Bye bye,
Bye.
viewers. Let's meet again with another poet and another poem in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.